Hello, everybody. I'm gonna be giving you a reading today. The topic is the internal gaze versus the external gaze in relation to the conversation of the male gaze versus the female gaze. Um, it really got me thinking about how we generally accept this sort of dissociation where we're looking at ourselves from the third person as if we are a product on the marketplace. And we have these values and these desires, these goals, these ambitions that are rooted in us not being products. You know, it's like I know my worth and I'm not a product. I'm like, it's priceless, right? Focusing so much on this external gaze, which is separate from the female and male gaze, that's just a form of it. But again, it just made me start thinking about this external gaze. And one of the main points here, honestly, to rope you in, is there is only one you. And focusing so much on this external gaze and how you are perceived is something that, if it overrides your internal gaze, your internal compass, if it overrides that internal gaze, you're not necessarily in danger, but you're not you. You are not you, and that only one piece of you that exists in the world doesn't show up. And it does cause disruptions in our system, in your world, in my world, in that stranger's world. In the same way where their inability to be themselves and accept themselves as they are and hold that and honor that, as little as that is in comparison to everything in the world, right? It's like the little drops in the ocean. If any one of those little drops decided they weren't worthy of being drops in the ocean anymore, what would be, the world wouldn't be. And it's like those drops in the ocean, they don't have the nature, the desire, or even the ability to do that, but you do. So you experience these huge disruptions in your reality, in your world, and it makes you feel like, oh my God, catastrophic. And it's just like, oh my God, because it is catastrophic. Because going with the flow, going with your flow, aligning with your nature. This song is called Not That Serious by Nocturnal Spirits. Aligning with your nature is really, really important. Any users. The cards that we've got in the emotions deck is anger reversed, skepticism upright, and loneliness upright. Because a part of your world has been structured in the identity of essentially selling yourself, which isn't a negative thing, right? If you are signing up for that, great. But if you're not, it's crazy, and you have to chase your own tail a little bit. There's an anger that comes with it, that comes from this loneliness, that comes from this, well, why am I even believing in myself if the chances are so low? But it's like the chances of you succeeding while believing in yourself and the chances of you succeeding while degrading yourself are equal. It's whichever one you choose is the one that's gonna show up for you. Like, it's not there's nothing mystic about it. It's are you gonna let your drop of the ocean be yes or no? Are we gonna have to Are we gonna have to compensate for your lack of you in the world? And how are we going to manage to do that when we're compensating for our own lack of us in the world, and we're trying to find ourselves? And it's like, okay, let's stop focusing on the lack. Let's focus on the goal. And it's, I want to see more of this in the world. I want this to be more highlighted. I want these opportunities to show up in these more ways for these people, and this is how I relate to this and that. Okay, beautiful. Only use the negative stats when you need it. Don't sit in that place. Don't sit in that place of having to choose yourself equals some level of heightened rejection. Because you're getting a lot of acceptance from yourself, and you need to invite yourself into that embrace, or understand that you're being invited into that embrace of self. And it's not going to turn you into some weird outcast. Also, you don't know what goes on behind people's closed doors. It is very important to stop seeing yourself as a person who has this super unique experience that it's like, imagine a plant, an orchid, feels like nobody has ever orchided the way this orchid has orchided. It's like nobody has ever experienced the type of damage this orchid experienced in the back of this kid's car, who grabbed him from Home Depot and wanted it for his dorm. He just threw it in there. He thought it would look cute to impress girls, so he just threw it in the back of his truck. Nobody's ever felt that before. And it's like, the universe is probably just like, orchid, you're gonna be okay. We accounted for this. We made your roots strong for a reason. You know, like, you're the orchid. You're the orchid. And I'm the orchid too. We're the orchid. We orchids. Okay. We got True Love and Embrace Reversed, which is going along with that thing that I was saying about having to account for the fact that you rejected yourself in some way, shape, or form. I said it in some way, shape, or form like that. It wasn't exactly like that, but I forgot, and it's okay. But you are the love of your life, and it's not in an awful, sappy, sad way. You can fall in love with the love of your life, the person you want to marry. If that's what you want, that is you being the love of your life. It's like, baby, this is your life. And prioritizing that gets you what you want. You've got the Starborn and the East energy, air energy, Starborn and the air energy. Life is how you see it if you choose to see it. Ooh, fuck. The fault line in the air energy. And the fault line here is that external gaze is a blockage that stops you from seeing it. That's the most important thing here. Okay? Yes, bro. The storm. That is the most important thing here. That is the thing that shakes up your reality and it makes you feel unstable. It's like you are stable. Your vision is not. Your vision, the way that you are perceiving things, is not stable. And it doesn't have to be stable, but you are at a point where you have the right lenses or something. I don't know. What is it? You got the siren and the water energy. You got the right sort of flow, the right sort of energy flowing.